Lately I've been staring at the dark. Turn my inner demons into art. Struggle with the pain inside my heart. Wish I didn't care about what they say. What you want to say, what you want to say, what you want to say, what you want. Say what you want to say, 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 what you want to no one.
Gotta get up every morning. Big boss getting richer every minute. Oh no. Big boss on. You gotta get up every morning. Big boss getting richer every minute. Oh no. Big boss
Good morning, folks. How is everybody doing today? Hope everybody is well. Good morning, good morning. Hope you guys are all doing well, man. Looks like our trades are doing okay. The last trades we took from last time. Let's pump that up a bit for you guys. Yeah, looks like our trades are doing well. We are currently long Dixie and long Bitcoin. Both trades are playing out. I actually got stopped one time in Bitcoin and then re-entered again off stream. Without further ado, let's get into the charts. I missed yesterday, sorry folks. We'll try to get it more consistent. Really, I was just tired yesterday. It's the only reason I didn't come here. But yeah, let's get into the charts. So you can see, before we do that, let's just look at the ecom calendar, see if we have anything on the agenda for today. What day is it even? Thursday. Oh, a little action at 11. So keep an eye on that, folks. There'll be market volatility 11 a.m. That's really all I use this for, right? Just look for the red and where do we have market volatility. Yesterday, not too much. Today at around 11, there's going to be some volatility. Let's just quickly look through the main markets here. ES, I still want a little bit higher. You know, not to say we can't come down and do some kind of a test on this 4 hour now. This is a 4 hour now, I believe so. Yeah, this is the 4 hour. So I'm saying we can't come down and test the top of this. It's an area to keep an eye for, but I still think that we're going a little bit higher here, guys. I still think we're going to like around 56. So I was saying that even down here, man, like when we were down here, you know, this got to the area where I wanted to long it. I just wasn't around to do it. So now we just have to wait. So I'd like to see a move up to 56 area, then it take out a 4 and then come back down to maybe the daily continuation. Yeah, maybe down to hit this area. This is the where all these marks are, is like, this is a big liquidity spot here too, right? Just gonna move this one down a bit. This is the area that you really want to look for bigger. We could take a little rest here though, and come back down to the to this area. We'll see what happens, right? But pretty proper, man. You know, holding this on the daily back here, and then, you know, that's big continuation higher move, right? So not going to be really too much to do if you're not in a position already. Yeah, I mean, speaking on the longer time frame stuff, right? Like I don't really, I'm not the guy who's in and out of trades, you know, every second. You could play that stuff on these ones, you know. You could definitely play progression. It's a lot harder to play progression, so I just don't. I'm at a point in my life and in my trading career where I just look for the easy trades. You know what I mean, bro? Let's talk about our Bitcoin trade. Let's look at this in the bigger picture here first. The 4 hour. We're at kind of a rejection spot now, but we did gain this 4 hour. So, you know, I'd like Bitcoin to just hold here. Really, I'd like them to just hold here and start turning this around. You know, they've cleared this zone. We'll see how this 4 hour closes out here in 7 minutes. So if we close above here, you know, this is, yeah, on a retest, this area is going to be pretty good for longs, I think.
for back up to here, 67, and honestly probably back up to just like all-time high, or you know, probably all-time high, I would think. So that's kind of my plan with this trade. Yeah, so I'm just kind of I've entered the position, I'm in the position now. It's going to be just managing it. Yeah, the stop has been already moved up. This was the entry here. The stop was going to be moved up to here. So basically the stop's in profit. On the lower time frame, just rejecting this swing. We'll see. This is a proper place for rejection. This is the failure to gain level. So, you know, this is the level that you want to be watching for. If they start failing things up here, we could definitely come see a retest of something lower. Probably this line here is the next big area. This is the 4 hour. So this line around 65, 854. That's going to be the area to hold above for the 4 hour. All right. And then Dixie played out perfectly here, guys. You know, you can go back and look at the VODs. I pretty much called this just, you know, exactly. So Dixie, we had a, you know, looking at the 4 hour, we're coming into a big, you know, a big important zone here, right? The 4 hour here, we got the 4 hour continuation swing, the liquidity underneath, and this 4 hour move that made this bigger swing on the move up, right? This is the move that started this dump. So, and there was a big liquidity pocket here too. So this was very, very a big area to be taking trades. I didn't know how else to tell you. I don't know what else to say. If you can't see that, then you need to study a little bit more price action and not need to understand it a little bit better, right? But you know, anybody who understands this stuff would take a trade there, you know. So it's yeah, I don't know what else to tell you. Dollar looking pretty good for a pretty serious pump. So we'll see. We are at the failure spot now, so we'll see if they continue down. Looking at the 15-minute, we can look at the entry here. So this was the entry. We came down, we made a new 4 hour low. So at that, and we were in the liquidity zone, right? We were in the liquidity zone. So at that point, I'm looking to get long, right? We had a pump and retest. This is where I got long. Now, I took a little heat on the Dixie. It shows I took heat, but on here I didn't take hardly any heat at all. This is where I actually shorted the euro because the dollar was showing strength. So on here, like, it started to look kind of bad, but this trade is still valid until they make new lows. So this was all still valid to be getting long. Could have even re-added here because they took a deep retest, and then when they started gaining the internal trend here, this was valid spot for re-adds right here. If you wanted to get even more into the position. What's the longer term plan for the dollar? For me, if we start gaining above this, you know, I'm guessing that we're going probably back to all-time high. But at least up to here. At least here. But really, I've been saying this from back here that this is looking like this is the turnaround spot, right? 4 hour holding this 4 hour continuation. This is a daily too. Yeah, this is a daily swing that made this. So, you know, regardless of what happens now, it really doesn't matter. We're in the trade and the stop's in profit, right? So we're just gonna try to hit some profit targets now. And you know, I don't like taking small profit targets. I like to try to be right in a big way, not in a small, and not like right in a small way. I like to be wrong small and right big. That's kind of the way you need to look at trading. You need to be wrong a little bit, and when you're right, it's okay if you're even wrong half the time, but when you're right, you need to be right big, not right small. Anybody can be right small. You need to be right big, and you need to wait to be right big. So the dollar, I'm expecting new daily high, new daily swing high, so above 105.80 around. So in the euro, my first profit target's not until new lows. I actually took one small profit target to cover the stop. I had 4 contracts before, so I got my next target is there, and then after that, it's I don't even have targets in there yet. We'll have to look at it. But this is the first one, and after that, I'll be moving the stop up and just kind of letting it ride. Gonna be a big resistance zone here too. This failure to gain on the daily. This is gonna be the daily continuation down move. So, in this zone, we need to take profit targets. It doesn't matter where this is at. If the price gets up to this zone, we need to be taking profit targets. So we'll see what happens in that zone. And then the entry here on the euro. Now this was kind of a sketchy entry. If you didn't know it, if you don't know to look at the Dixie, then it's not even giving you a proper signal here. This right here is showing a swing gained on the Dixie, right? Right here is not. Sorry, it's here. Sorry, it's here. Yeah, right here. Here it's showing it created a swing on the Dixie. So you need to be looking at the Dixie when you trade the euro or any other US backed pair. Not backed, but when it's pinned against the USD. You do all the TA happens on the well, most of the TA happens on the US dollar. After that, you can move over to the Dixie or over to the euro or whatever you're trading. I all my trades happen on the euro, so TA the Dixie or the US dollar and trade on the euro. So this trade was a little wacky though, because I started just taking pot shots at it up here when we got above this level, this liquidity point. Not big, just like a couple contracts. And then I had stops above here. And then when we did fail this, I added in a few more here, I believe. And then I took one PT here. This is the PT line. So right here was the PT. And then now the dump is on. This was kind of a valid long try, I guess. If you're not looking at the bigger time frame, then you would think that this is a long try, right? Really, this is a PT spot, but if you're looking at the longer if you're not looking at the longer term chart, you don't know. So it's it's kind of a bit harder. You always have to look at the longer term chart to see what the fuck is going on, because you don't know what's going on. Is there going to be movement after we take this out? Yeah. This is liquidity here. So this is a trend, a big trend reversal. So once this gets taken out, we'll probably take the liquidity here too. Like this, and then down. This right here might get tested again. this. So we'll see what happens there. But you know, this is it. Like if they don't hold here, then it's just, this is going to be a big downturn. At least that's what the TA is saying. Hope that made sense. Dixie making new local highs. I don't know why I can't get this number correct on the euro. It just takes the price. I don't know. Maybe my calculations are a little wrong here on the math. Maybe it's 0.025. That's still wrong. Yeah, I just thought it was $1.25. Maybe it's not times. I don't know. I'll have to think about that a little bit more. Too much for my little brain. Yeah. So things are looking good for the stream. I was hoping that we'd get a winner. We could maybe get a runner. We'll see. For Bitcoin, the Bitcoin stop has been moved up, so it's moved up at this point to here. So at this point, it doesn't matter what happens. You know, I took a little PT on it, and then that's it. I'm looking for a move back up to all-time high. So if it doesn't happen, I'm getting stopped out for a free trade, and then that's all. You know what I mean? Doesn't really matter too much to me, man. Either or. If we make another move down, you know, I'll look for a long again, and then just do the whole thing again. And guess where my target is when we make a long again? All-time high. Take a look through some of the stocks here we have. This one's really turning out to be a piece of shit. What is this one? No, it's this one. This one still looks okay. I don't like how we made it. We made a new weekly low. We did gain the weekly though, you know what I mean? So, you know, this still kind of looks okay. It's kind of at the buy spot. Yeah, not making a new weekly is kind of shitty. Really should have made a new weekly high, like and a weekly close or a daily close at least up here. But it didn't. So this one might be on the chopping block actually. It's BIB. BMY. This one's a stinker that I forgot to put a stop in. Just hoping for any kind of bounce now. This gap close would be nice. We could get back up there. Did gain the daily here a little bit, but nothing to write home about. CHRY. This one's looking okay. It popped. We had a big daily gain. So this one's looking okay. Big weekly gain, sorry. The bottom of the weekly is this gap close, so I don't know if we're gonna get back down there, but maybe. That's the bot that lines up at the bottom of this weekly here, this weekly swing. So that would be the area to watch. Top of it is there. Just line this out here. Sync globally. So if you're late to the party on this guy, there is still opportunity on a retest. The reason I was getting involved in this one was just because we're at the area to hold. Oh, this they pretty much did this perfectly, yeah. Just about. We're at the area to hold, so this is you know, this looks good for turnaround, right? So if they turn this around, you know, this is the trend. This is the trend that we're in. It's from here to here, right? On the big long time frame. So they hold here and start gaining things, you know, then that means trend continuation is all. Pretty simple, man. Could there be a bunch of wacky shit all over the place in the meantime over the next year? Maybe, probably over the next 2 years, who knows? But if they hold here and start gaining again and gaining levels, you know, and holding levels where they need to, you know, they're holding where they need to, right? They're holding where they need to. So we'll see. We'll see on this guy. Big liquidity under here now, so it will, you know, if they do make a dip, there's lots of stuff here that can pump the price. CRL at the weekly continuation spot has taken the liquidity now. I do like this one. It is making, like, you know, it is showing signs of life. I would have liked it. They did the gap close. I would have liked to see them take this, but they did do the gap close here. This is kind of the level that I'd be looking out for on this one up here. 313. So I want to see a move to 313. They could lose this and then pump it, who knows, or they could just fail the whole thing, right? So yeah, I hope you guys are doing well. I hope everybody's good. I hope everybody's profitable. CTRA. Just kind of in the weekly continuation spot. What am I in? Am I in on this one? I'm up 7% on this one. 24.82. 24.82. Yeah, so I got in down here off this weekly continuation spot. So really don't want to see them any lower than, really, like, this is kind of it. I wouldn't want to see them below this. If they start getting weekly closes below 25, basically back to my entry. If they start getting back to entry, I'll probably be cutting this one loose. Did fail the daily. Give pretty good signal for short entry over here. Didn't make a new weekly high, and then failing the daily. Good short entry over here, right? Last week, or actually back in April. Shit. Okay, got that out. Caesar. Really at the level. CZR. Am I not in this one anymore? I think I might have cut this one loose. This one holding this level and then gaining the weekly a bit. So this one might turn around, guys. Just still do you like this one? Disney. Not too much to say here on Disney. They did the gap close, so we'll see if that plays. They could slide a little bit more, really. Just a bit. but they do like to close gaps and go, so we'll see. We will see. EMN up 22% on this guy. This is pretty good one, man. What am I in on this one at? EMN 8112. Yeah, so I took this retest here, right here. I don't believe I got a full position because I would have bought it all the way down to here. So, but at least we got a bit of it. We did hit a profit target on this guy. This was the profit target spot. So I have to check that. Make sure profit target went. Gotta check it. Gotta check it, boys. I wish it would just, everything would just keep me the fuck logged in all the time, man. Why do I need to get logged out? Stupid security measures. Stupid security measures. Great. Why is this thing so big? Really, man? Do we really need all this stuff open? EMN, yes, EMN, executions, not today, last 30 days. Yeah, it did not go yet, so I'm just gonna market smash out some of this one. Orders, I don't know, it's sloppy here a little bit, man. I should have oh no, I do have some closed P&L on that. Yeah, so we're good. We're good on that one. I think I even took profits like back here. Etsy, just a stinker. This looks like lower. God damn it, man. It sucks. Well, we're gonna see. This is kind of in a long-term area, right? Let me just look at the monthly here for a second. Yeah, you know, like this is the long-term zone for it to hold. We'll see if it does. Could go a little bit lower first. But this is a good area to start accumulating, I guess. I was a little early to the party on this guy. I might have to trade my way out of it. Not the best ever. EW up 17. EW, I should look at this too. EW. Yeah, I do have a little bit of. This isn't a good spot for PT. This kind of just looks like it's gonna go still, man. Alright, we did hit the PT spot, and then we held. So I don't know. I think I'm just gonna keep this one and save it for the next spot. I really just want up here, you know, up here. 98 maybe. I'm just gonna watch this one a little bit. You have this big failure to gain. This is like the spot I kind of want to look at. Yeah, that failure to gain, and then we got this swing up here, and then this one's already been played. So yeah, that's kind of the area around $100. So I mean, if I would have had my PT set here correctly, I'm stupid I didn't, you know what I mean? Really, so fucking lazy I'm forgetting to just put PTs in. Jesus Christ, man. This one also, the stop should be moved now at this point up to here. So I don't want to see them take out this liquidity here. I just want to see them go. On the daily, we did have a daily loss here. Not very convincing though, you know, and then they held, so, and then they gained. So I don't know, I think this could go up here and test the proper weekly here before turning around and maybe holding this level where they're at right now. Kind of what I would think. We are at kind of like a big zone, right? It's like that from here all the way, this down here. So we'll see. FE, back down to my entry, basically a little bit lower, or a little bit higher, just a little bit higher than my entry. This one still looks okay at a weekly level or at a weekly gain. They've taken liquidity now at this point too. They took liquidity here, so we'll see if this holds. If this holds pretty strong, I'd like to see a move back up. They're testing. They tested this too, basically. So next thing to do would be to take the liquidity above here, 42. Maybe even test this at 43. Kind of where we're at with that one. We start breaking below 36 and getting weekly closes down there. We're probably just gonna get out of this position. This was a really bad entry, really. 37. Oh, I got in way late on this one. Yeah, better than nothing, I guess. Better than nothing, right? Fizzy. Fizz up 27. I must have taken profits on this, right? Yeah, I did. Fizz up 27. I took profits just basically here. We'll see what happens. They didn't really have that deep of a test here on the weekly. They just test the top of it. Really the big area that I'd be looking for is at around 92. Be taking another profit target there. It's more like 94. But yeah, 92, you know, it's kind of the range between 80, above 85 to 94 is kind of the range that I'd be looking at to take a bigger piece off. And then after that, I'll just be moving stop into profit and letting it ride, hoping for all-time high. Hoping for all-time high in a dream, you know? ILMN. This one still looks good to go. Really, like this looks good and primed to go. I hope it goes. It looks great. I really should put this out again. Put it out already once, but like this really looks good to go. We put this out on Twitter for all the fucking Twitter bros. Really, this just looks good to go. This looks good to go. Let's get a nice little arrow on here, eh? For the fam. Where's the arrow? Arrow. Oops. He's testing the daily here, perfect. On the daily test, I think this is gonna blast. Let's get this out on the old Twitter feed. Get some people looking at it, right? Get this in my Discord too. If you guys are too lazy to watch the stream, you can always follow the Discord. Anything I see that's really good, I put in there. I guess I could just take a copy image like this. Stupid of me. That's pretty dumb of me, man. Create post. This is also going out on Twitter and YouTube. Adding more today. Adding more today. Schedule, just publish now. Just publish it right now. All right. Cool. Any chatters in the house, man? Am I missing people here? I'm not even watching. Anybody around? Any chatters? A couple lurkers. Okay. You guys can lurk. It's all good. I don't mind. All right, so that's down. That's that. Anyway, for that. Let's look at let me see. This one's basically at entry here. I entered on this so late. How did I get an entry here? Basically right at entry. We had a weekly gain back here. They did a dirty move. I didn't get stopped. Usually on stocks, I put my stop. I give it a little bit on especially a weekly level. So I'm still in this. I'm re-achieved the weekly. So now you kind of want to see this level hold, right? At the very least, you don't want to get back below this. So we want to see this area kind of hold, and then them take at least test this. And that's going to be a big failure to gain place. That'll be a valid short entry too. But we did blast off that from lots of liquidity under there because that was a setup. So that's why it's also major liquidity under here too. So we'll see. You know, I'm not expecting this maybe to go all the way back to all-time high. Did a little bit of damage to the chart here. Holding on to this though, so we'll see. We'll see. Doesn't look too bad. KHC. Oh, ugh. Had this weekly gain. I've just been holding on to this weekly gain. Still looks okay. I'd like to see them gain a daily at this point. I might be getting out of this one if we start collapsing a little bit more. There's still weekly levels down here that aren't really tested, and that's kind of a far slide down, but I might just stay in it and just add some more. This is kind of the area down here too. Like this is kind of a big area down here, so I might just hold it, and then if we go down here, just try to trade my way out. We'll see. This one not looking the best. Kim A had a big, massive weekly gain, you know what I mean? It's probably a monthly gain too. It is. Monthly gain too. Right into a monthly level and then a failure again, but gaining a monthly on the inside trend like that or on like the main trend, when it's a pretty good trend reversal sign. And then they're holding where they need to, right? This is kind of the level where when they come back down, you don't want to really see them get closes below that. kind of the area. This is the area really. But you don't really want them to start getting closes below. Once they've gained it, you want them to hold it and continue, you know. KMB. That was Kim. KMB. We got to be coming up on a profit target here soon. This is the profit target area, isn't it not? That I had lined out? Oh no, this is just the thing. This looks good, man. This looks good to go. And this looks good to go to all-time high. Really. I think I'm just going to hold it. Did I take profit targets on this? Kim, I have not. No, KMB. I have not. I have not taken any targets on it yet. So I think this is going to be just a holder for me. At least up until here, I'll take a little one. We are right at the area. Like this is the area for it to short. Big level here, you know, on the monthly. So I might take a bit off today, actually. Just a bit. Just a little bit. Ugh, not 15, weekly. Yeah, we're in the weekly level. It came down hell. I really think that we're gonna see just higher highs now. Higher than this, but there is this one zone here still left, and like I said, this is kind of like a zone. So this is the zone that you want to see them get above, but this is also the zone to short. So they might tank it from here. You never know. You just don't. You don't know about these things. Really, I should take a short position. I can, but I don't want to. I don't think it's good. Yeah, I think this is gonna go higher than this. I think, and there's this over here too. So, you know, I'd like to see them just a bit higher. Not even much. I might even just take profits because, like, fuck it, who cares? How much further is this? It's only another 5%. I think I'm just gonna take some profits. Really, take a bit off. We're gonna push this today. Create order. We're gonna take 2 off. 2. So market. Lyra, yeah. 2. All right, so we are going to take a little profit on this one today, just because it is kind of in the zone. So just going to take some profit on it and then just be done with it. Probably move my stop up. Not yet though. Our max basically at entry here. This one still looks pretty good to me, man. You know, this would have been a great entry, really. 57. This looks good. I want to see this above this, or at least to here. I'd like to see them back up to there, and then when we get there, we'll take, you know the drill. We'll take some profits and then move right along. Just have a quick peek at the old. Are they gonna fucking hold here? You cocksuckers. Yeah, I knew there was going to be a little bit of resistance here. Yeah, I've already taken 1 PT. I really don't want to have like just a small trade, right? I want them to fail this range. Yeah, how's Bitcoin looking? The Bitcoin long is doing okay. Still in it to win it there. Boo boo. down a bit. Down a little, on Kuvu. Kuv. So taking the liquidity out from underneath, gaining the daily here. Looks okay, you know. This looks okay for a trade. Not the worst. I've seen worse setups. You just take the liquidity. This might just be a liquidity, like just because of liquidity that they gain this daily. But I mean, it still looks okay for a trade. Really like to just see them back up here, but we'll see. I don't like how they take the liquidity first, but it happens. It happens sometimes. Marna up 29. So coming back down. This one I have taken PT on it. I took a pretty hefty PT. So I did take a PT up here when it was up here. So we'll see what happens. This is the area for re-entry. Down here a bit more, around 124. We'll see. Maybe they take the liquidity out from underneath here. You never know. Never know with these things. You just never know. Nemi. Nem. Nothing, haven't taken anything on this guy yet. Nemi. Ooh. Holding the daily, or holding the weekly, yeah. Nemi. Holding the weekly. Failed the daily up here. In the liquidity zone. I really should have taken profits there, but I didn't because I had a really late entry on this guy. So I just kind of said fuck it and left it. And then we did take a big Tesla trade. Tesla looks okay, you know what I mean? This looks good to go for, and then it's Tesla, right? So, you know, this is a pretty good company. So this is one for my long-term holdings. I'd like to see this back above here. I'd like to see this back to all-time high, but I'd like to see it back in the 300s. Next spot is 209 though. That's the next liquidity spot. So we'll see what happens above 205. We'll see what happens up here. It's kind of where we want to get in, where we want to at least, you know, take a little bit, and then after that, just see what happens. See what happens. Definitely want this back above here. Walgreens Boots Alliance. You know, I figured out why Walgreens Boots Alliance is doing so bad. It's because of all the fucking shoplifting that's going on in New York. Why? Shutting doors left, right, and center. So stupid. Warner Brothers. This one again, this is at a really long-term spot for me. This could go down a little bit more, right? This could go down to like, I don't know. This is at the area to hold though, so you know, this is like bargain basement prices for Warner Brothers. I'm just accumulating a bunch, like some here, you know. I don't really care what happens or if it goes bankrupt. I can't see that happening, but you know, you never know, I guess, right? And then also I have AMC. I did get long on AMC on this retest. I was hoping that we would see a little bit more action on this, but we have not. After this pump, I got long on the retest here. Looks like they're trying to squeeze it out, but I don't know, we'll see. Did have a daily gain on the inside trend now, so I don't know. Just like we want to see some kind of pump, right? I'd like to see them just pump it up, right, to 13. And then I also own PTLR. PTLR. This is in the other portfolio. PTLR still looking great, right? Like they came down. They did have a failure here, but this is in a big zone where they, you know, this is you're gonna see a little bit of resistance here, right? They are holding where they need to. They're holding on to this upper range. So we're gonna see what happens, right? They've also gained now the weekly on the inside, so. And a big daily gain here too, so big daily gain and then retest and hold. So this is kind of what you're looking for. I'd like to see this just back at all-time high again. Looking good for me. And that one from $16, $17, pretty good. And then Dash looking all right. This is just a trade, right? Doing a play off this liquidity zone. We had the daily gain, so just looking for a gap close on Dash. That's it. So back up to 120, 120 even, and I'd start taking profits. Looks okay for a trade, right? I still think this is headed a bit lower, but in the meantime, I think it's headed a bit higher. And then that's it for the long-term portfolio. Some long-term, some short-term in there. Nothing too crazy. How's it going out there in Chatland? Okay, Dixie, let's see. What are you going to do here, man? Are you guys going to fail the zone or what? Let's do it. It would be awesome for the stream. Really don't want to see them trying to gain back this level again, right? If we start gaining this level again, it's not going to be good, I don't think, for our trade. They're down here now. They just need to fail it. Dixie needs to blast it. Might get an opportunity on ES too to make a trade. We'll see what happens. I'd like them down here. This is my interest zone down here on ES. So if ES gets down here, we are interested in longs. That's how it works. Let me look at that calendar one more time. What time is the shit going down today? 11 o'clock. Okay. 11 o'clock. So, not too bad. Got our we're making money on the last week we had like a $400 week, and this week we had yeah, last week we had like a $400 week. This week's looking like a banger so far. We haven't really had any too bad trades. One little stop that was like nothing, and then the Bitcoin trade we're doing well. We're up a few $100s on that, and then this euro short, we're up a couple $100 on that for sure too. I already took one PT. Things are looking up, man. Imagine people were here. This isn't even really a loss on the Dixie. This is still all internal trend. So this is not even a loss yet. It still looks like they could, and then they're trying to push it out. We'll see. I'd love it if they pushed it. I'd love it if they pushed it out. Let's go. Let's go, boys. Let's go. So if you guys are new to the why does this shit not work? If you guys are new to the channel, my name's Jay. I'm a professional trader living in Southeast Asia. I'm on the streams I try to do every day from Monday to Friday, 7:30 until around 10. Just the market open. That's all I can handle in my old age. And then for the YouTube, I usually stream that too. But I might start just making it videos instead because you can get the quality a little bit higher. So for the YouTube, we do the NAS 100 breakdown. So we break down every chart in the NAS 100. And then I also do a crypto chart breakdown. I do like a whole bunch of crypto coins. If you guys want, if you have any requests for charts, just leave them in the comments of the YouTube videos. And I'll get them, or send me a Discord message, whatever. If you do want to join the Discord server, the server is in the description of the YouTube channel, and I'll put it out in the chat right now. Yeah, you can follow along for all the I put signals out there. Anytime I see anything good on a chart, I just put it up there. So not a bad area to hang out and get ideas from, you know. I think there was especially after I do the NASDAQ 100 review, and after I do the crypto review, like there's a whole bunch of charts go out, right? So it's just like free ideas. Good to hang on to, good to look at. So ES still coming down, seeing some sells. Would love it for the euro to break the zone. This is the area to hold though, right? So this would have been a valid long entry. That's why I have this marked too. This is an untested 15. So, and they held it. So we'll see what happens. They did take it pretty deep, but the you know, the chart, the Dixie looks strong, right? That's why it's not so. I don't think it's a good idea to be taking trades right now on the euro to the long side. The Dixie looks like they want to hold. I could be totally wrong, right? Like you don't know. You just know where the setups are. You never know. Really, no one really knows. But if Dixie holds this, if he holds this zone here where I have these circles, this is a big sign for continuation. It's very strong if for the chart. So I would expect them up in this zone. I'm saying that's why I took trades there, right? So we'll see. This is a big support zone, man. After a breakout, big support zone, big breakout. Did a big deep retest. Now it's time to hold and go. Like if they're gonna take it up, they need to hold it and go. And then we'll see. Like I honestly think that we're just going back to probably all-time high. Right? See, it's been on this big, you know, this channel for, I know how a lot of people like channels, but it's been on in this big channel for a while. Let's look at the let's look at the longer time frame here on the, just look at the monthly here. Yeah, they're holding this monthly. You know, they're holding where they need to, dude. This is where they need to hold, right? To make it go higher. And then they had an enormous monthly gain, and then a big retest. So like, this is, if they start gaining above this is just going to all-time high again. There's not much on the higher time frame to stop it. You know what I mean? Just the swing. That's it. But the swings don't usually. The swings don't usually hold unless they've lost something. And they did take the liquidity, but they held this. You see, there's no monthly closes below. You know, they didn't close down here. They held it. So for me, I think they'll probably be going back to all-time high. Or at least, sorry, not all-time high, but like the swing high. And honestly, probably all-time high. Well, maybe not all-time, but it's funny where they held it, yeah. Funny where they stopped it. Wow. You know, it's not like this is an untested monthly. This is where, like, it's so funny, man. You know what I mean? If you just pay attention to shit, this is the monthly level, and this is where they lost the monthly, right? This is the monthly lost when they lost this, when they started turning it down. Right there. Let's even get it exact. I bet they did it to the tick. So, you know, big liquidity here. Like, this is the monthly chart, right, guys? So like, this is it. You know, there's huge liquidity there if it's on a monthly chart, right? So you can see this is why. This is why we had a turn down when they take this big giant liquidity pocket. Of course they're gonna turn it down, but when they start holding where they need to, you know, this is tested. They came down. They're testing the tops of these. The next thing to test is this, right? So after they made new highs, the next thing to test to the bottom side is this. So they did. And they held it, and they started gaining. So I would imagine, I would take from this that they're going to be that they're continuing this trend, and they're going to be pushing it back up above that. Could there be some fuckery up here? Sure, there could be, man. There's definitely a zone up here that there's fuckery that can happen, but you know, in this zone is where they're taking it, I believe. Could it go up first, then down, then up? Yeah, sure, could. But we got in at a pretty good level here, right? So this is why I want to hold this trade for something a little bit more substantial to the upside. The futures contract ends in September, so you know, any shorts I take, even if we lose this, even if this gets stopped out, I'm gonna be looking for a short again. You know, There's still this up here. Yeah, it was kind of tested. There's still this, so I think that they're, you know, they could come and test that. We'll see. We'll see. All we can do is take trades, right, and just hope for the best. It's really all you can do, ever. It all starts with understanding how to trade. Once you understand how to trade, you just need to hope for the best, and just play your trade. Play the trade, and that's it. You know. Just when you see the setups, just take them and just, you know, play the setup. That's all. You know. If you're playing on the monthly level, then you need to have monthly profit targets. If you're playing on the 15-minute level, you need to have profit targets on the 15. But you should always be playing on the bigger time frame. You should always be playing on. You should always have big time frame ideas and small time frame entries. So your ideas should always be on big time frames, 4 hours and above. Could still come down and test this 4. Top of that. We'll see. I hope I don't get stopped out while they're doing that. This could also just fail. You know what I mean? They didn't make new highs here, so this trend could continue down. But we'll see what happens here at this 4. This is going to be the zone to the downside to be watching. In this area, I'd like it a lot better if they just held and just continued on here, but we'll see. So ES finding support, didn't really quite get to the level here. Still think this could go a little bit further down. I do like the liquidity underneath here. But could they hold the top range like that? Sure. This is a kind of a short opportunity too. But you know, I don't know. I just we're just not quite there yet on ES, so I don't think that we're gonna. It could just be like a little boom boom and then higher, you know. I usually don't trade the boom booms. I look for I just want the big boom. I just like to have the big booms. That's it. Not the boom booms. The little boom booms for the suckers. More important that you find the bigger time frame trade. If you can figure out what's going to happen for the following month, you can make a lot of money. Because at least you know which direction to trade in. You know what I mean? So if you start seeing setups on monthly levels, or you know you're at a place to hold the monthly or the weekly, you know, and figure out what the next monthly candle is going to be, you can make a lot of money. It's really as simple as that. It's really as easy as that, man. Once you understand trading and understand price action, first you need to understand price action and understand how the market works and why these things are happening. And it takes some time, man, to figure that out. And then even after you figure that out, it takes probably a few years before you disassociate your fucking your emotions to the trade. Like trading's a fucking emotional thing, man. Really, it is. Like you end up getting really emotional over trades when you first, especially when you first start. You don't know what the fuck you're doing. It's almost like gambling. You know what I mean? Once you understand what you're doing, then it's just like, you know, robotic and repetitive. You're just looking for setups, and you know what setups work. It's, you know, My hit rate's like 60%. So I know at this point that if I take, when I see my setup, if I take the trade, and 40% of the time is going to lose, and I'll lose a little bit, and 60% of the time I'm going to win, and I'll at least get a profit target. And usually, because I'm playing a bigger time frame, I'm usually going to get, you know, most of it back out. Usually 2 profit targets, and then just leave the runner. And runner is really nothing to sneeze at, man. Holding runner, very important. One time I held a futures trade for 2 months. Like, it's ridiculous the amount of money that you can make if you can forecast that, if you can see that. At this point, I've taken all my trading money that I've made over the past like 10 years, and combined all my business money from like my other businesses that I have, and I've put them all into villa investments in Bali. So I basically have small accounts again. So I'm gonna need to be building up these accounts. So I figured what I should do is just build up an account small on stream, so everyone can see, and everyone can see how possible it is. It's gonna take a little time, probably even a couple years before I get to some like respectable levels again. But that's okay, man. It's like I you know, really just do this for fun at this point. Like I'm pretty sad already. I'm not a very greedy person, you know. I don't really need like tons and tons and tons of money, especially living in Southeast Asia. Like, fucking cost of living here is like a joke. I live like a king for like $3,000 a month, even less. Like, if we're talking US dollars, it's more like $2,000 a month. And like literally like a king. It's crazy. All right. Oh, we got about 30 minutes to the market open. Looks like we're seeing some buys here again in the Dixie. They're trying to push this out. Let's see what happens. I like to see them blast this. I'd like to see some real, you know, selling pressure here now. You know, they took the liquidity and they held where they needed to. So they start getting above this. They're turning this around. This is getting turned around, and we're expecting back up here. Bitcoin is in the zone. Let's have a look. You're testing the top of it right now. This is tested. So is this area that they're in right now, honestly. Let's look at the daily. So this is an outside test on the daily. You know, like, this is funny, you know? Like, how could you not take a long? You know what I mean? This is so stupid. We'll break down the thinking on the Bitcoin trade here, and why we got long. So, Bitcoin upper range, right? We'll just look at just this price action right here, upper range. They came down, took big liquidity down here, pumped it, gained the daily. Now didn't close above, so this isn't like, it wasn't the best trade to take this trade, but still this is a valid trade to take the previous high here. So could have got long there. Then a massive pump to gain this level, right? To gain this daily. So this is the daily zone that we're looking at here, right? Looking at this swing here. This swing that created this move. The last move, the last leg in the move, which took the liquidity here. Made new highs, pumped it. Gained over this too. Turn that music down a bit. Make sure you guys can hear me okay. So yeah, gained over this too. So coming back down now, taking the liquidity out of this. And we're pushing up. Not only do they take the liquidity, they're pushing up on this zone, on this daily gain zone. So this is the level to hold. You know what I mean? Now they've come back up and they've failed the daily continuation down. So that might play. This might go down again for a lower leg. That's all right. We'll be stopped out in profit. But they also might gain it, right? You just don't know what's going to happen here at this point, right? So they've taken the liquidity. They're testing this move that made this low. This move that made this low. They've taken the liquidity. So they pumped it off the liquidity, and they've pumped it right into the daily swing. And it's the previous high of the daily swing. There's an exact level in there, right? I should show you. It's this right here. This level. So that's the level they're failing. They need to get above that on the daily level. Bringing it down to let's look at the hourly. Hourly, pretty simple on the hourly. Made new hourly low. Gained the hourly. Gained the hourly, retested the hourly, and took the liquidity from underneath here. You know, it's real funny because like price action is fluid across. Doesn't matter which time frame you're looking at. It's all the same shit. All of it is the exact same. It all fucking is the same, man. All of it. You could be looking the 1 minute and like small time frames like that, it get a little bit iffy, but even then it's still pretty accurate. So you can see this, right? Like they gain an hourly, and they came back and they took the liquidity. So many times they take liquidity. Usually they need liquidity to push it higher. They need to take out stops, and they need to take people who know that's an entry zone. They need to hit those orders and go. You know what I mean? So coming into this level, you know, now we're just gonna see what happens. They need to hold above this. They need to hold this. So I wouldn't want to see them much lower than this zone. So there's a bit of liquidity down there. Maybe they can take this liquidity here before going, or even take this liquidity here and then go like a blast off, you know? Could be, maybe. A lot of people they trade on like those super small time frames. My God, it's like it's just a waste of time, man. What are you trying to get? Like a 2-point move or whatever? Yeah, I know a lot of people that trade on the smaller time frames. And I don't know, man. For me, it just doesn't make sense. You need to be the only way to do this is to try to capture the bigger move. That's it, man. Like are you trying to make $100? Are you trying to make 10,000? You know. I guess you could, if you want to sit at the charts and make your orders bigger and play the bigger contracts, then sure. But I don't know. I think it's just a lot less stress and a lot less management of it all. If you just do you get your ideas on the big time frames, and then you do your entries on the small ones. And then after that, you just, all you're trying to do, the goal for each trade, really, man, all you're trying to do is get a decent entry and get to your first profit target. After that, you just move the stop into profit, and whatever happens. Lots of times you get stopped out, but it's fine. There's lots of times when you don't. You just need to get your first profit target, and then that's really it. Get your first profit target, and then put the stop into profit, and then just fucking forget about it. Go have your profit targets in, and just leave it alone. You'll make a hell of a lot more money that way. I would bet. I would wager that you would make way, once you understand what's going on, and once you understand how to trade and how price action works. When I first started, I ended up just because I was moving around stops and stuff, and moving around profit targets and taking profit too early. Many times, you look at it afterwards and you're like, fuck, man, if I would have just left it alone, I would have made way more money. So, just food for thought, I guess, So we'll see. They look like they're trying to hold this here, but I don't know. I don't know if they're. I don't know. Nor do I care, really. I'd like to see them lose this range. But like I said before, this was a valid long entry position. So if you're trading on the smaller time frames, you could have easily took a long here, and I'm sure many people did. Even if it's just a trade for a trade above here, Just a trade like this up to here. Something like that. A lot of people trade these futures on like big contracts, and that's all they're looking for, all they want, and they see a move like this, and all they want is to buy this and make it to up here. That's it. That's why you see this stuff happening, right? Like this, they buy here, and then you see them selling off. This is all people taking profits, right, on this bounce, because we're at an area to hold, so people bought it. Same with this. We're at an area to hold. People bought it, and they took profits at the next swing. That was really how you should have done it, right? The second one is not a good idea, but this first one, would have been fine. Could have bought it, took your profits at the first swing, and then that's it. Your stop would be in profit at this point. Probably stopped out. You know what I mean? Anyway, what do we got here? 19 minutes to open? Sure. Yes, ES looks interesting actually to me. I'll probably take a long on ES if we get below this liquidity, and they present a half decent opportunity with a stop. So I'd like to see a move like this, something like this, and then up, and then I'd get long with stops under here. But if I don't see that, probably won't see that, because they'll probably do a move like this and then just blast. So hard to get entries, hard to get entries on a retest of this, because it's hard to put. You have to put like an arbitrary stop. I don't like those. You know, I like my stop to be somewhere with support. Not saying this isn't support. Like you could put your stop here, so you could put your stop there. If we got up here again and then trying to buy the top, but I've just seen many times where they come down a lot far and then go. So, not too much to talk about here now. It's basically just the waiting game. We'll wait for the open, and then we'll see what happens on the ES and on our euro trade. The euro, I would like to move the stop up on the euro too. Let me just look at the 4 hour. Eat. Come on, guys, figure out how to use the chart. Yeah, they don't make it easy, you know. Even you move your stop up, you can only really move it up to there. Guess you could move it up to there if you really wanted to. I feel better just leaving it there, and just if I get stopped out, I'll lose my $7.50. It's fine. So I'm gonna have a profit here and another profit target here. I really believe that we're headed here, but it really depends on this. Once this, like I said, if this gets up to here, then we'll be exiting. It doesn't matter where this thing is. We'll be exiting too. I'm gonna have one runner on this and just let it go. Let it go for the stream, you know. Okay, Bitcoin kind of at the spot to hold. Getting close to the zone, you know. See if they hold this here. I really don't like how they failed where they needed to also, so this might all go to shit. My stop's in profit on Bitcoin, so it's fine. If it does fail, it's okay. Just be stopped out. How are you guys doing? How's everybody doing out there? What do you guys usually trade? Are you guys traders, or are you just here to learn? Are you just starting to trade? Took me a long time, man, before I was you know, consistently profitable. Like long. It was 5 years. I didn't understand price action for the first 3 years I traded. I was just trading stupid breakouts and stuff. I didn't really understand what the fuck what I was doing. I'm actually gonna move this up just a touch, because this is a zone to failure to gain, so, or failure to lose, so we'll just put that up there. I could even put it right there. Liquidity pocket here, but really, like, This really looks like it's going further down. Yeah, man, for the first, God, how long, man? How long was I a losing trader? Whew. That's why, like, the majority of people, man, that get into this racket, it usually doesn't work out well for them. It takes a certain type of person to be able just to lose for years and come out on top at the end. You know what I mean? Like, it takes a certain type of person to be able to do that, and the vast majority of people are not that. You know, they do not. They will not. They will break before they get to it. But yeah, learning how to trade was hard. So Bitcoin losing this level, we're in the zone here for Bitcoin for a turnaround. Well, let's see what they do. They could just fail here. If they fail here, we are probably going to be getting out of the position, or we're probably going to get stopped. My stop is just in profit, just right here. So taking some liquidity here on Bitcoin. ES starting to slow down a bit too. Shit. Got it. My vape. My trusty vape. I started playing Eve online. What a great game, man. So good. But I wish I had all the skills. I don't have any of the skills. Not enough. I have a fleet of miners. It's a good game to play while you trade. I don't play while because I have too many things going on right now with the streaming, but as soon as streaming is done, the charts go on one screen and Eve is on the other. We also put this we put this villa up for rent too, so as soon as it's rented, I'm going moving to Thailand, and then I will not have my streaming set up anymore for 2 months until September. So you guys will be, I'll probably still try to bang out some YouTube videos and maybe do a stream here and there, but it'll be sans camera, and it will be yeah, it won't be as good. When I get back from Thailand, I will have an upgraded camera, so I'll buy a camera when I'm there. Yeah, I'll buy a camera when I'm there, so we'll have a little bit better quality on the stream when we come back. Bitcoin still seeing sells here. I really should have took a PT on Bitcoin. Stupid not to. See what they do. They've pretty much taken the liquidity now underneath this too. So let's look at the hourly here. So these are hourly liquidity spots. Maybe even a 4 hour. So this is the 4 hour gain right here. It's kind of where you'd want them to hold it. Failing this daily though is kind of rough, so we might see lower. But this is the good area for it to hold. Hard to just get into a trade there, you know. You kind of need to see something. Confirmation, you know. This is a big 4-hour retest, so I'm sure we're gonna see some kind of action here. If they do dump it, it's probably gonna be very good for the Dixie trade, though. This is my stop is around here somewhere. I can't remember exactly where, but it's around here somewhere. This is the 4-hour level to test after the gain, after a 4-hour gain. Pretty hard, pretty big sell off, really. $1,000. Really, you don't want to see them go much lower than this. You know what I mean? If they're gonna hold this, they need to hold this. You know, they need to hold this level. This is the 4-hour swing. Yeah, they need to hold this. You don't want to see them like fuck around back here again. You know, you want to see them hold here. There's also this, but you know, I don't know. This is starting to get a little shady, going all the way down there. But this would be the main entry, right? Like this is the main entry on the longer time frame. So they did gain the 4-hour on the way on this before testing this daily. So if I had to guess, you know, usually when you come down like that and you've made a big you've made a big move down, you've taken liquidity, and then you gain a 4-hour, usually there's a pump, you know. So again, this is the level to take longs, right? But to enter, you usually need to wait for something on the 15 or even the 5 or whatever, something, right? Not even the 5, not going to give you anything. Maybe the 3-minute will, but that's stupid talk. Well, usually that's where retests are usually way harder to get involved with on a retest, you know. You want to play the main trend. You want to get involved after it's made a new 4-hour low, and then it makes a 15-minute gain. That's when you want to get involved. You know what I mean? This starts falling apart here. It's gonna go pretty quick, and this is gonna break out. What's the next spot down in Bitcoin? What's the next spot down? Down here. So this was the top of this zone, this daily swing that created this move. So this still looks okay, you know what I mean? It's not the worst ever. Even if they make new lows, they still have, they're still in this zone to hold. So I will be looking for longs again on a retest of a 15 if they fail it. Oops. Clean some of this shit up here, right? charts start getting out of control and lines all over the goddamn place. Pretty deep, pretty furious sell-off here. We'll see. Will they hold it? Who knows? Got market open in 3 minutes, boys. Usually when Bitcoin tanks, Dixie pumps. Many times, you know, it's like that. So if Dixie does, or if Bitcoin does bomb, then the Dixie might be good. So ES is finding a few buys here. See what the market open brings. 1 minute. Bitcoin trying to hold this spot too. Again, this is the 4 hour gain and retest. Problem is that this is they're failing something on the higher time frame, right? They're failing the daily on the higher time frame. So failing the daily like that usually means new lows. So we'll see what happens when we get down here. At this point, I got my trade in this range. If it gets stopped out, it will be stopped out in profit or at entry. So it's no big deal. You know what I mean? And we'll move on to the next one. And then there will be no more trading in Bitcoin until we make new daily low. It's kind of how you should look at trading. You know what I mean? You need to be, what's going to happen in this range, you know? What could happen in this range? This is the short area for ES if ES does a retest. This is the area to hold. Taking the liquidity here. Talked about this at the beginning of the stream. So at this point, this is good area to hold. This is also valid short entry, right? Like you could take shorts here. Because they lost this with pretty big aggression. They kind of tested it already on the way down. You see right there. So like when they had this close below, you could have got in there. I wasn't really paying attention. Plus, not really interested in shorting this. Okay, so for shorts for Bitcoin, I'm just gonna clean up this chart because it's starting to get a little like a disaster. So short for Bitcoin, you could have shorted the daily, right? Obviously, a little late to be talking about that now. I would say that is the area for shorts to happen, for the confirmed short. See, the better short would have just been shorting the daily for continuation down on the daily, and then to the downside, yeah, there's a swing continuation here, and then that's also this. So this is the level that I would be looking out for on the downside. Really, just any new low. If we make a new daily low, it's gonna and it presents a signal for long. I would be interested in taking longs. If it does that. My stop is, we're getting close to it now, so probably gonna get stopped out. I don't remember exactly where. I think I'm right somewhere in this zone right here. Maybe even here to check. We'll have to check. Let me try to fix this while I'm here. What's the offset of this, man? 0.0. So it's going to be 0.07. 1.0767. Take away 1.02495. 1.02495. 51. Try to fix this. And it's plus? Yeah, plus 51. Plus this. No. See? It's so wrong. Should just give up. Maybe I did the math wrong here, man. $1.00766. takeaway 1.07 25 0.0041. Yeah, I did have that wrong. Plus 0041. Yeah, that's a little bit closer. That's what we'll do. We'll just give it an offset. So we'll just give this an offset from the futures price. It's not perfect, but it's at least closer to what's going on. Better than nothing. Okay, Dixie, let's see it. It looks like ES is trying to hold the zone. They did take the liquidity there that we were talking about at the start of the stream. Bitcoin seeing some buys now too. We're underway for the market open. Not too much to do or talk about, right? Like you can't really. There is a short in play, I guess, from ES, but they've already done it. It wasn't fast enough on the draw there. It's kind of a shit short too, really. This could still play though. You know, they hold this and start going. I just kind of think that they're gonna keep going. Like I said, they're still a little ways away from the 618. 618's from this retrace. So that's kind of where you want them to go. I mean, they're almost there, but I don't want them to go there. You see how there was a little bit of action here at the 272. So at the 618 is the next stop really for resistance. So you kind of just want to wait until they're at that before any bigger trades. Obviously there's scalps all over the place, but yeah, you know, any chatters out there? Any chatters around? Or is it just me? Is it just me and the Bitrix bot? Yeah. It's hard to buy this retest on Bitcoin if you're not already in the position. Seen some buys now in the ES. Looks like this liquidity grab. Probably just little scalps though, you know. These little scalps on ES is really not what I'm looking for. This is why breakout buying is not a good idea, you know, because you know more often than not they come back and they just take the liquidity of everybody who broke out bought. So you're never ever gonna get a runner. It's just never gonna happen because they almost always take the liquidity. I mean, many times they do, you know. Plus, you buy a breakout, they can just turn it around. Like it's once something makes a significant new high or new low, like on the higher time frame, it's time for them to turn it around, you know. Well, I think this is gonna be the stream for today, boys. We're still in positions. We're still in Bitcoin long. We're still in a Dixie long, even though we're at the zone where they're gonna turn it around, but. I'd like to see them hold it. But probably a little bit of a retrace. Pretty big move on the Dixie there. It's been hard to trade this, you know, you'd have to. This is the second test on this internal trend. They already tested it first here, and now they just grabbed the liquidity. So we'll see. I don't know about shorting this. There is a little liquidity pocket here. See if that plays. Really, I think this is the area more so that I was interested in holding and going, you know, even though they did have a failure up here. The bigger time frame, this is a big area to hold. And then we're not really quite at the area for a turnaround yet. This is all going to turn into liquidity too, right? This is all liquidity now down here, especially down here. So they're most likely going to come back and take this, just probably not right this second. Never know. 11:30 or 11 o'clock. There is news data that's come out. So they did take the liquidity there, just right there. This is kind of a smaller liquidity pocket, but it did have a big wick, right? So people did get involved. Breakout buyers got involved. See what happens. Bitcoin is kind of holding this level. We're still in the trade, close to our stop, but not quite. This was our entry. Our stop is just above it, just like right there. Sorry, I don't have that one on stream. It's in a different account. I can't do it through TradingView. Trying to squeeze this out, you know. This isn't really good. This action here is more, to me, it looks more indicative of trying to push through, you know, not a failure. Not yet, anyway. Once we get above this, maybe. This is a valid entry spot for short though, right? Like this is just a continuation down, failure to gain this. Quite the move on this. It's funny, I had it all out here on the chart for everybody. I didn't take the trade though. It's too big of a stop for me. I could have took a trade here. What points is this? I would like it there usually. Yeah, 7 points. I could have took a trade there, but didn't. Not the exact setup I like, you know, but nonetheless, it is something. So I think I'm gonna leave it there for today, boys and girls. Thank you all for stopping in, the lurkers. I know you're a few lurkers out there. Appreciate you guys. Again, if you're interested in like getting some you know trade ideas, I do put out everything on that I find in Discord. So can just join the Discord if you don't want to be sitting at the stream when I do things. The Discord and all the social channels are here. Again, just put them out in the chats here. So if you're watching on YouTube too, then it will be a link in the description. I put out, there's a signals channel in there. I just, when I see something that's interesting, I just put it out there, you know. It's not a huge deal, and you know, you can use that knowledge and do whatever you like with it. Exactly. That's kind of it. Yeah, so hopefully our Bitcoin looks like it's probably going to get stopped out in profit, and then hopefully the Dixie can pull it together here and gain. We'll see. We will see. That's pretty much it. Thank you guys so much. think what we're gonna do is send you guys over to another channel.